What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Night Terror's The Joker, issue number 2. This will close out the Joker's nightmare scenario. And in the Joker's nightmare, what we have seen so far is that the Joker was able to defeat the Batman. In his demise, the Joker lost all purpose. Without the Batman, the Joker became boring. He became mundane. He became the average, everyday, working-class Joe, no longer having the want or ambition to be the clown prince of crime, now working for Bruce Wayne. The Joker doesn't know who Batman is, so in his nightmare scenario, Bruce Wayne is still alive and running his company. And with the Joker having the dead body of Batman in his closet, the word is that Batman is back. Batman is still out there patrolling the streets. And while Joker finds this very confusing because he knows the Bat is dead, we're gonna find out exactly what is going on in the mind of the Joker. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with a couple of thugs getting ready to rob a place. With an explosion, we see these individuals trying to make their way inside. But before they can, the Batman arrives. And he wastes no time throwing his batarangs. As he begins to fight them, he kicks one of them into the flames, and this man catches a blaze. The other not believing his eyes because the word is, Batman is dead. But when Batman throws his batarangs and lands into the eyes of this man, Batman has to ask, what eyes are you seeing this with? And this is where it is revealed that Batman is none other than the Joker, a variation of the Batman who laughs. And this is when the Joker wakes up, waking up with his wife Lena. The Joker's not really sure what that was, believing that maybe it was just a nightmare. This is when their young son Albert walks into the room. Worried that he might be late to practice, we are seeing the Joker is living the regular life. He's working a regular job, he has a wife, he has a son, he's just doing the day-to-day. But that's what takes us over to Wayne Enterprises. Right now, he is giving a job interview to Mr. Freeze. And what Joker wants to know is why Freeze wants to work here. And Freeze tells him that Batman has become more violent and started to murder. Many criminals are seeking legitimate roles to lay low until he is dealt with. And while the Joker thinks that this is funny at first, ignoring the fact that Batman died recently, he does wonder why criminals think that this is a safe harbor for them to be. And they think this because of the Joker. This is where Freeze says not to play coy, that it is unbecoming, that the Joker's humor, it never worked on him before, and it's not gonna work now. Trying to figure out if this is one of the Joker's jokes or if he really doesn't know who he is anymore. This is where Freeze grabs a hold of him. Everyone knows that he is hiding out here while the Bat hunts. All of the criminals see him. They all believe that the Joker is doing a ploy, that this is some big scheme, big game for him to score big. And the other criminals want in on it. But with the Joker saying that this has all been enlightening, that they'll be in touch, bringing in the next applicant, it is none other than Dr. Crane. It appears that the criminal world is trying to go legitimate so they can stay hidden away. This is where we pick up that evening. The Joker fast asleep. This is where we see him start to sleepwalk. Sleepwalking over to Batman, the dead corpse lying in that closet. You see, the Joker has no realization that he is the Batman because his subconscious is doing this while he is asleep. He has become the Dark Knight, but he is completely unaware of his actions while he is Batman. He has become the savior of this city. He has become the Thomas Wayne of his Gotham. We see him jump into an alley and he begins to lay down Gaggy and some thugs. And we see the Batman who laughs laying down the hate. Cracking bones, cracking skulls, breaking necks. He is serving up violence on a silver platter. When it comes down to Gaggy, Gaggy is trying to talk to him. trying to say, remember who I am because I worked for you. But this Joker has no memory of who he is. And so, taking the bat from Gaggy, we see the Batman Who Laughs crack open the skull of Gaggy. He sends him straight to hell. And this is what picks us up a little bit later. The company baseball game, as the Joker slides in for a safe. This is LexCorp versus Wayne Enterprises. But when one of the opponents begin to start saying some words to the Joker, we see Joker choke this dude out right here in front of everybody. Lex and Bruce Wayne yelling at each other saying to get your guy off of my guy. But still, nobody stops this. The Joker kills this guy right here in front of everybody, and they all simply walk away. But as they do so, Bruce Wayne comes up to the Joker. He invites him to dinner later this evening. And that's what takes us over to Wayne Manor, with the Joker being let in. Insomnia is the butler. The Joker comes in and the two sit down. Bruce Wayne goes on to say how he has been doing great work for the company, but he also feels like something's going on with him. And while Batman is brought up, Joker says that he believes that Batman died, but people keep on seeing him. At first, Bruce thinks that this is funny, because if the Batman ever died, people would lose their mind. Everything would be so boring. If he had heard that the Batman died, he'd practically forget who he was. That if Batman died, someone would just have to recreate him, make an imposter to keep the folks happy, saying that maybe that's what's wrong with you. Batman died and part of you died with him, that you're obsessed with him, and that you're so broken now. Maybe this imposter is awakening something in you. But then Bruce says that he's just kidding, that we all know Batman is fine watching over all of them. This is where we pick up at Wayne Enterprises a couple days later. The Joker completely spacing out during a meeting. And while he was just called a nut job, this is where we see the Joker take a pencil and he stabs the guy to death. With Insomnia coming into the room saying that he wants to have a word with him, asking if something is bothering him because he seems very irritable. But Insomnia says that whatever's going on with you, don't worry about it. That if what Bruce Wayne had said to you the other night is really bothering you, remember that he plays tricks on people, that he likes to play games. The important thing is to remember how much you love this job and everything that you have done has never made you happier, that this is where you belong. But returning home that evening, this is where he runs into little Albert opening up the closets. In doing so, the dead body of Batman falls out, and the Joker panics. Albert, not really sure what's going on, all he sees is a dead body of Batman in the closet. But the Joker tells Albert to go to your room, to not worry about what you saw here today, that it was all just a giant joke, that it's all fake and make-believe. When his wife goes on to ask what is going on with him, the Joker says that Bruce Wayne had just got into his head, making him think that there was something wrong with him. And so he took it on Albert. And so the Joker, he heads out for a drink, saying that there's nothing wrong with him, that there's gotta be something wrong with Bruce Wayne, because Bruce Wayne tried to make him think that Batman might have died, and that there's now some fake Batman out there doing all of this, that it just doesn't make sense. If Batman is alive and well, then everything is fine. Then things are normal and the Joker is normal. But he needs to prove it. He is going to prove that Batman is still alive. And so he is going to try to catch him. Little old Kaiser against the Batman, believing that there is no way he could ever catch the real Batman. And if he can't catch him, then he knows everything is okay. But if he can catch him, that would be a very interesting turn of events. And so he makes the plans. He prepares. That's what picks us up a little later that evening. A couple walking down an alleyway. As they walk down here, a man with a knife comes out. He has come here to rob them. That is where we have the arrival of Batman. Seeing a bunch of other clowned individuals showing up on site, they all begin to charge the Batman Who Laughs. And this is where the Joker starts cracking some skulls. But all of them at once, they jump on him. We see a poisonous gas that is released. The Batman Who Laughs saying to wait, because you're gonna kill us all. That you can't kill Batman. That you need him. That we all need him. And as he begins to die, this is where we see Joker wake up. wake up back in the waking world. All he can think is that that was a very strange nightmare. Grundy and the others letting him know that it's okay cause he is safe with friends. But the Joker, he tells everybody to shut up because he's going back to sleep. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This was a great jump into the Joker's psyche. Not only do we get to see a variation of the Batman who laughs, but we get to see that the Joker, he really is nothing without Batman. That without the Bat, he would probably never be the Joker. He would probably never be the man that he is today. That without Batman, he may very likely become the very thing that he has tried to take out all of these years. Obviously, he does it more in the style of Thomas Wayne, where he breaks bones, he breaks necks, and he kills people. But this is more of an exploration on what happens if Batman dies. If the Joker were to actually win, it would break the psyche of the Joker more than he is already broken. You could consider, with Batman alive, the state of the Joker's psyche to be quote-unquote normal. But with the Joker believing that the Batman dies, this breaks him in a way that we never see him break. He becomes boring and mundane, but his subconscious cannot deal with the fact that Batman is dead. So much so that at night, not knowing, unaware that he becomes the Batman. This is how entwined the Joker is to the Batman. This is how much the Joker needs Batman. He needs him to be alive, to be out there in the world doing what he does. And that without him, the Joker is nothing. That if the Joker ever won, it would never truly be a win, because the Joker himself would keep the Dark Knight alive. He would have to keep him alive. To keep his sanity, the Batman must live. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series. Be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this story. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.